right, it is time for the big reveal. So step number 1, if your egg is plugged with wax, you want to remove that wax. Now you can melt it off first, or sometimes I will try to like pick it off with my fingernail. That. Okay, so I took the wax plug off. The reason I want to do that is I'm going to get the egg hot, and you want to have a little room for it to expand, and if you're keeping that plug in there, your egg could crack while you're heating it. There's a couple different ways you can take the wax off. One is a chemical method. You can put Goo Gone or mineral spirits on a tissue and use that to wipe the wax off. Smelly, but it works. If you're reluctant to be around fire, you can do that. You can use a heat gun, which I've also done that. Heat guns get very, very, very hot, so keep your hand away from the hot air that's coming out of the heat gun. That works very well. You can put it in the oven. I use that method. We use that a lot in our classes. You set the oven to 200 degrees. Make a little tinfoil, cup, and then put it. What I do is I make a little tinfoil cup, and then I put that inside a pie plate. I stick it in the oven, maybe about a minute, and then I take it out and I wipe it off. If the wax doesn't come off, I put it back in. Typically, no matter what method I use, I will always use a little bit of Goo Gone to remove any residual wax that's left after the big wax removal process. You do want to make sure the egg is completely cool before you use the Goo Gone on it, because it could take away some of your dye. And you just kind of lightly go over it with the Goo Gone. Don't rub it, because that could rub the dye off too. So the other method to remove the wax is with a candle. So I'm going to try this on video. You want to use a taller candle, because I'm going to put the egg at the side of it. Don't put it over the top. That will scorch the egg and probably burn your fingers too. So you want to use a taller candle. Oh, there we go. Okay, lighting the candle. Okay, and we're going to start removing the wax. So I'm going to start on the bottom. You can see I'm kind of holding it next to it, just moving it very slightly, not moving it a lot, just moving it slightly. The wax gets shiny, and then I wipe it off like that, and I scorch this egg. Shoot. I left it in there too long. I'll see if I can get that off with some wax and Goo Gone. This is not my normal setup for doing this, so I'm going to do this again. Another thing I'd like to point out, tissues are flammable, so you'll notice I am taking the egg away from the flame and using the tissue off to the side. As you do this, the egg will start to warm up and the wax will come off quicker. So let's do the center part here. Is that cool? This is the coolest part, isn't it? Okay, I'm going to keep going around and doing that, and then I will let it cool. I'll put some Goo Gone on it, remove residual wax, and then I'll varnish it, and I will have a beautiful Pysanky. Look for some pictures that I'll post of this one and some of the other ones I've been working on while I did this pattern. Some variety of colors. So thank you very much for following along with the windmill pattern, and I have received another suggestion for a pattern which I will be working on, and that will be coming up probably in a couple of weeks. That one might take me a while. I do have another video, a series of videos I'm going to share hopefully next week of a swan egg that I have done. So thank you very much for following along, and stay tuned for more fun Pysanky tips and videos. Have a great day.